Hello and welcome to the HI UK Select monthly video update for May 2025. I'm Paul Marriage at Premier Miton. This was a month of pretty significant market rally. After the lows of April, equities have generally rallied pretty strongly since then, and particularly in the UK and Europe. I think the UK and Europe are probably seen as an interesting place for global investors to perhaps reallocate away from US dollar assets. So in that fairly significant rally, where you'd have the traditional sort of exposure of a market neutral fund is that you need your longs to go up a little bit more than your shorts go up. Your shorts are going to go up in a rally. And kind of that's what we saw. So we saw another reasonably good, solid, positive month. So it's good that we modestly participated in the rally. But we also, mindful that it was a pretty balanced performance. In these kind of markets, you need your longs to work, and actually it's about not having too many longs that don't work, which is almost as important. We saw the 25 basis point cut in the Bank of England interest rate in the UK, which meant that trend towards domesticity, some rate sensitives and financials kind of continued, not as strong as it was in April, but continued, and therefore things like NatWest Group did very well for us, and Grafton and Genuit in the kind of house building materials space. So all of those sort of names pretty strong. Ryanair and Jet2 in the low-cost consumers. Tesco did a bit better. I think there are the concerns around a UK price war in grocery amongst the supermarkets have receded somewhat. So overall, that was a good place to be, and overall those longs generally delivered. I guess the only long that didn't deliver was also a consumer's name, which was Marks and Spencer. Actually had very good numbers, but Marks and Spencer has had a pretty well-documented cyber attack. And I think the time it's taken them and the cost involved to fix the cyber attack is probably just taking a bit longer than investors hoped for. But underlying performance pretty good. So I think we're relaxed when that one gets back on track. So the short book was strong, i.e. negative performance, shares going up that we're short of. And many of those were the balancing shorts that we have. So St James Place very long, wealth platform good long for us. HA Bell wealth platform short, bit of a pain on the short book for us. They both had good numbers. Wealth platforms have been a good place. They performed well this year in 25. In the groceries we had Sainsbury's was strong again. Although we had a couple of good individual shorts that worked. Nothing super standout, but Ocado, Diageo, L'Oreal were all useful shorts in a rising market that made a positive contribution. So overall, a really balanced month without too many standout winners. To be honest, the only news flow winner we had was some at the bottom end of the kind of market caps we do in the UK, Elementis, which is specialty chemicals play. Elementis has been trying to focus on its higher margin businesses, and it sold its talc business, which was its last non-core asset, and has decided to use the proceeds to do a buyback. That was pretty well received. So probably the only sort of standout piece of individual stock news that really drove the long book performance. So good to get that, and nice to get something in the sort of small to mid cap end of what we do. So overall, a month we're happy with, another month of delivery for the fund in a pretty strong market. We think the market's moved a long way, and the old adage, sell in May and go away, we're pretty mindful of that. From the lows, the market's moved a long way. We're definitely, not at the end of the tariff situation. We're maybe at the end of the beginning, and there's a lot that needs to be settled. It's a difficult corporate environment. You can see that in numbers. So we're mindful the equity market's moved a long way. And actually, given that it's a tough place to make profits and meet expectations, and the market's just travelled quite a long way, pretty good scenario, pretty good range of opportunities for us long short. So that shouldn't be an excuse for any future performance. There should be plenty of opportunities. So we go into the summer with confidence, continuing to find interesting names, and hopefully we can deliver and execute on them, the right side of the book at the right time and the right price. So thank you again for your support, and we look forward to updating you at the end of June.